is how the standings look after another unforgettable Week 1 of FFWS 2025. The race for the crown only grows fiercer. Salute the teams, for they are the architects of history. And next week, new legends awaits.
Here at the Free Fire World Series, doubt doesn't stand a chance, only determination.
Kalau tim saya mungkin underdog sih. Ya kalau di grand final ya kita konsisten lah. Ini tanah Indonesia dan pastinya tim-tim Indonesia termasuk gua sama RRQ pasti bakal juara.
Estamos hartos de ser la sombra de Brasil, ahora somos Latam.
O leste fala sobre legado, mas o oeste escreve história.
พวกเราจะพิสูจน์ตัวเองด้วยผลงานถึงเวลาเอาแชมป์โลกกลับบ้านแล้วครับ
Pressure can crush, pressure can crack, but pressure can also create strength. Only those who persevere can rise to the top.
কিন্তু নিচে থাকার দিন শেষ, এবার ঘুরে দাঁড়ানোর পালা.
This is our story of courage. This is how we crush doubt in the room of pressure.
Free, got an animal in me. Once you see, you ain't never wanna leave. You think your eyes are fooling you. It's just the way my body moves. I bring the sugar and spice. I got naughty and nice. Get the cinnamon once, promise you want it twice. So come get a taste like dang. Got looks that kill, bang bang. I'm razor sharp, real soft heart. Light it up, fireworks in the dark. Watch out, I'ma get ya. Don't leave, I will let ya. Razor sharp, really soft heart. I can lose that kill. I'm a little bit bittersweet, but you can pour some sugar on me. I'ma knock you off of your feet. Non-stop thrill, I can lose that kill. I'm a little bit bittersweet, but you can pour some sugar on me. I'ma knock you off of your feet. Non-stop thrill, I can lose that kill.
In this arena, timing is everything. Move too early and you fall. Move too late, you're dead. With the best timing and strategy, even giants can bleed. Here are your CS highlights of the week. Games King and Joker lived up to their names. The true king and jester of FFWS.
Double kill.
Possible, but it finally falls into the hands of Joker. That's what we were looking for.
Games King, the one true king. He doesn't just play the game, he dictates
Double kill.
Finishes off that round. Huge plays being made by R7.
Talon blessed by Bihui, the guardian angel turned demon, a heavenly demonic snipe.
Triple kill.
In a single blast, he turned chaos into domination. Pax's meteoric grenade devastated E1.
First blood.
LBT, the apex predator of the arena. LBT is the lethal beast tyrant.
Looking to do it, and he does it. He's more stays.
Here is how the brackets look after another unforgettable Week 1 of FFWS CS 2025. The fight for the throne never slows, it intensifies. Their names echo through the arena tonight. Comes dawn, new legends will take their shot.
Arrive with high hopes and expectations for the Free Fire World Series Global Finals 2025. They carrying the weight of expectations from fans, teammates, regions, and most of all, themselves. Some will rise and crush all doubts against them. Some others, they shake, crumbling under pressure. We'll witness how they face the burden of meeting those expectations through their own eyes.
अलग पाथ क्रिएट हो रहा था तुम दोनों का एक अलग पाथ क्रिएट हो रहा था कॉमन शाउट दे बोला जाए ना लास्ट वर्ड অনেক জোরে we believe in
একটা ছাদে নামছে আরে আমার তো না সমান কই
chạy chạy anh em bắn anh em
nó cắt nice
WAG and Red Hawks came in with massive support from their fans, but ended the day at the bottom of the standings. For some teams, day one was a harsh reality check. For others, it's just a smooth start beginning of their campaign.
Tá aparecendo vocês? É hora de gravação. Não deixe hesitação. Vai, irmão. Amém. Bora. 0, 1, 2, 3, sai do fluxo.
Rapaziada, começando um vlog aqui no canal.
Tira. 70.
Tá dentro da bandeira,
70 no outro. Claro comigo, dei 100. Veio um irmão, 100 no outro. Tira comigo, cara. Só marcando o outro. Sempre. Eu joguei no outro também. Roda pra direita. Vou voltar.
Defending champions, Fluxo crushing all doubts against them with a 178 points performance. Fluxo dominated day 2, and now it's up for everyone playing in day 3 to keep up.
ไปดูงานระดับโลก
รีบติดอะไรอ่ะ
We have a gift to you, so it's gonna give you lucky today.
Oh really?
This is our gift for you. Esse é o nosso presente.
Oh, thank you so much. I hope
You like it?
Of course.
Alright.
Say hello. Yeah.
Untuk in-game nanti akan dijelasin sama Lim, jagoan sama Lim di stat.
One team, one voice, one body, Eagles, go!
มีสกิลอะไร2อ่ะสกิล2อ่ะมีอะไรอันนี้กูกดอันนี้ได้นะอันนี้ได้นะเข้าใจปะบุรีรัมย์ยูไนเต็ด
Ingat, tidak ada orang yang cuma punya satu tugas. Apa yang terjadi di 3 minggu ini itu juga karena kau. Viva!
Ya udah gua ambil sini aja.
kita potong-potong gitu.
Lu jagain aja.
Ibas, bro.
Tarik kanan, Cok. Kanan naik, Cok.
Fokus Arsenal. Kapas kanan lagi. Kanan nego. Beda tim. Winning tim.
Kanan banget. 3.
Santai, brother.
สะดวกมาไปเป๊ะโดดมาเจอเลยซ้ายอย่าการโมโหโดดเล่นกับเพื่อนไอ้แกกูเล่นนะแกกูเล่นกับพอดีป้ากูช่วยหน่อยช่วยเดี๋ยวโดนอีกแข่งให้กูช่วยได้ไหมช่วยเยี่ยม I like it. Oh. Say that.
Through their own eyes, we'll see the journey continue. Who will crush doubts and burn bright to the grand finals?
Now. Burn bright, I don't burn out. Crush doubts, look at me now. I can never go reverse now. But I'ma spin it back, A-jump. Right from nada to the crowd, throw in their hands, bass jump. I'ma hit the finish line no matter what. They front, first place, you a runner-up, dominant, but the red and the blues going ruthless. 10 out of 10, 11, I don't snooze. I pursue, don't push it, put me in game that I don't lose. I stay cool, depending on my pen and pennants I choose. Ayy, I'ma show you how it work. Got it, now that is Wu-Tang, I'm a bird, love the competition. Told you only way is up, I don't go reverse. I can't entertain. Will you do the same? Cause I've been ready my whole life. Only see my back, I ain't turning back on them. Wings on me, I'm higher. Am I gon' verse now? Oh, am I gon' verse now? Show me what it's worth now. I pull up in the can't imagine. All these people wanna follow, missing in action. Paper planes on my condos, made it from rapping. And I met role models. Thinking I'ma pass all the monogram on my body. The shit, shout out to Virgil. Know that I'm gon' beat them like the shit that I put words to. Mama and the internet, two things that I just learned through. Hit it out of the park, so there's nothing to reverse to. Entertain. Will you do the same? Cause I've been ready my whole life. Only see my back, I ain't turning back on them. Wings on me, I'm higher. Cause I've been ready my whole life.
Where do we start?
Well, a lot has happened in FFWS. Unpredictable upsets, unmet expectations, unfinished release.
We have no time to lose.
So, the defending champion Fluxo came to Jakarta with a statement performance, claiming 178 points in the first week and a whopping 34 eliminations from MT7.
Ooh, many teams will try to threaten Fluxo title defense. The question stands, who has the audacity to do that?
I think movie star R7 Games King is the prime suspect here. Our intel found a very shocking comment from the LATAM Wonder King himself.
Fluxo, ya que en Lidoma Series no fuera un rival para nosotros, entonces en la FIFA World Series Finals Global tampoco será la exceção.
Sobre o Games King e todo o time dele aí da R7, eu acho que eles falam muito e dentro de jogo eles não entregam nada do que eles falam, eles não foram campeões na região deles, eles não têm bala e não têm histórico pra falar de nós, eles são famosos star players que só falam e não fazem nada.
Last year, not a single LATAM team made it to the grand finals. Now they challenge the champions.
Well, the West has certainly met their expectations, but the East, I don't think I could say the same for Buriram nor EPOS.
Despite recruiting Russia, the Wonder Kid might not be able to help EVOS escape their fate of missing out on grand finals again.
Indonesia already already has one unlucky team. We do not need another.
What is the possibilities of 4 Vietnam teams qualifying for the grand finals?
Ooh, PE Sports is looking strong, while Gal and Heavy still looks pretty consistent.
PE Sport Mirror is leading the Diamond charts, and we have 2 MVP Booyahs for Heavy's new recruit, Alan.
Speaking of Alan, I think his ex-team needs to reevaluate their tactics because WAG is struggling right now.
It's unfortunate for the champions contenders, Thailand, Team Falcons, and Buriram. But our Gamers Global have been crushing all doubts.
I know, right? AG earned a well-deserved Team of the Day on day 1. But despite all the upsets and surprises that is happening in FFWS, that does not change the fate for some teams like Red Hawks, Red Cliffs, Hotshot, and Clear Vision, who are still falling behind in point.
Well, 1 week for them. One last sprint to the grand final.
Now, first, burn, I don't burn out. Crush stop sick of me now. I can never go reverse now. But I'ma spin it back, A-jump. Went from nada to the top, throw in their hands, base jump. I'ma hit the finish line no matter what. They front, first place, you a runner-up, dominant, but the red and the blues gon' rule. It's 10 out of 10, 11, I don't snooze, I pursue. Don't push it, put me in game that I don't lose. I stay cool. Told you only way is up, I don't go reverse.
Que onda, soy Lopez de Nova Legion e bem-vindos ao Kit to Hit.
Xin chào các bạn, mình là Nero đến từ PE Sport. Chào mừng các bạn đến với Hit to Hit.
Pues creo que no hay mucho que decir que no es mejor. Yo creo que obvio que América, porque estamos por arriba de la.
พวกลาแทมอ่ะไม่ได้ตึงหรอกเดี๋ยวผมเล่นให้ดู
Em thấy khi mà ra thế giới thì em nghĩ là không có đội tuyển nào yếu hết.
Lux es el equipo actual campeón del mundo, pero ya creo que pasaron su tiempo y estamos acá para quitarle la corona.
É, sempre falam a mesma coisa, mas 2 anos seguidos deu a lógica e vamos fazer acontecer de novo nos cursos.
E eu acho que a região que mais tem que melhorar é a Ásia. Acho que são poucos times assim que dominam e eles têm que focar mais no indie game.
Với sự tham gia của 4 đội Việt Nam trong giải đấu lần này, chúng tôi sẽ chứng minh cho các bạn rằng khu vực Việt Nam không hề yếu.
เฮ้ยพวกเวียดนามอ่ะทำไมตอบสวยจังวะเฮ้ยเราเป็นคนเอเชียนะ
Para todos os equipos asiáticos que querem aprender como se juega de verdad, yo doy clases los jueves, no cobro mucho.
Hello teacher.
Para todos los equipos ahí, pongan las pilas, vamos salir mucho más agresivo que la primera semana. Y ya soy López de Nova Legion.
The battlefield of Free Fire is evolving once again. OB521 isn't just another update, it's a full-on meta shift. Loadouts redefined, arsenals upgraded, and the rules of revival rewritten. This is the new landscape every FFWS finalist must adapt to, or be left behind. Let's break down the ultimate game changer, Loadout 3.0. The shift from solo gear to team economy is absolute. Enhance Hammer lets you instantly upgrade a teammate's weapon. One red tier gun can determine who wins that early scramble. Tactical Market introduces bolt maker zones for smart control, and the Super Leg Pocket combines essential survival items into one resilient tool. The old meta is dead.
Kill.
Coordination is king.
Triple kill.
This meta was practically built for the aggressive roaming giants. Teams like RRQ and Buriram United thrive on early momentum, and now they have zero excuses. The weapon rack guarantees a gun off the drop, and the Enhance Hammer ensures their first rush hits lethally hard. They will dominate the kill point race, setting the pace for the entire lobby. But the mid-game masters, the teams that are start safe but always ready for combat like Fluxo and R7, get their own safety nets. The Super Revival Point allows for riskier mid-game fights because a revived ally returns with a much better chance to stabilize. They can leverage the gold accumulated from safe rotations into the upgradable arsenal, ensuring their late-game inventory is overwhelmingly superior. Now, let's talk defense. Survival-focused squads like Heavy gain endurance from the Super Leg Pocket and new glue mushrooms that add healing to their fortifications. But there is a massive counter. The new character Nero is the ultimate anti-fortification tool. His skill generates a field that prevents all glue wall placement and drains health inside. This is the new key to breaking up stubborn late-game holds. Survival teams must adapt or they'll be defenseless. In Loadout 3.0, the Team Booster stands out as the most strategic upgrade. It will be a must-have item for all teams. Each Team Booster user can choose up to 3 of 6 buffs, with the first slot being free and the next 2 being unlocked with coins. These buffs can increase healing, movement, or team coordination, making the team economy a key part of mid-game planning and opening up a myriad of new gameplay combinations. Commanding concluding. So who benefits most? While every playstyle gains a new tool, the pure early game consistency provided by the weapon rack and the Enhance Hammer turbocharges the aggressive approach. Our final take? RRQ and Buriram United are best poised to ride this acceleration to the top. They'll dominate early kills, and the new resilience tools will secure their late game push. Get ready for an FFWS Grand Finals where the early birds definitely catch the win. What's your prediction for the FFWS Grand Finals? Let us know in the comments below, and don't miss the action.
Now, burn bright, I don't burn out. Crush styles, look at me now. I can never go reverse now. But I'ma spin it back, A-jump. Went from nada to the crowd, throw in their hands, base jump. I'ma hit the finish line no matter what. They front, first place, you a runner-up, dominant, but the red and the blues going ruthless. 10 out of 10, 11, I don't snooze, I pursue. Don't push it, put me in game that I don't lose. I stay cool, depending on my pen and pennants I choose. Ayy, I'ma show you how it work. Got it, now that is Wu-Tang, I'm a bird, love the competition. Told you only way is up, I don't go reverse. I can't entertain. Who am I gon' verse now? Burn bright, I don't burn out. Crush styles, look at me now. I can never go reverse now. But I'ma spin it back, A-jump. Went from nada to the crowd, throw in their hands, base jump. I'ma hit the finish line no matter what. They front, first place, you a runner-up, dominant, but the red and the blues going ruthless. 10 out of 10, 11, I don't snooze, I pursue. Don't push it, put me in game that I don't lose. I stay cool, depending on my pen and pennants I choose. Ayy. To the crowd, throw in their hands, base jump. I'ma hit the finish line no matter what. They front, first place, you a runner-up, dominant, but the red and the blues going ruthless. 10 out of 10, 11, I don't snooze, I pursue. Don't push it, put me in game that I don't lose. I stay cool, depending on my pen and pennants I choose. Ayy, I'ma show you how it got it, now that Wu-Tang, I'm a bird, love the competition. Hit it out of the park, so there's nothing to reverse. I can't entertain. I've been ready my whole life. Only see my back, I ain't turned it back on.
The final stretch is here. 3 more days of action before teams find out if they're going to the Indonesia arena or the airport. The time has come to witness the battle unfold.
AG, they need to stabilize somehow, but how can they as PE is on the low ground looking to breach that second floor?
Nero ignites the day, torching AG on their own turf, reducing their first round hopes to ashes. Despite an explosive display from PE Sports, Team Solid snatches away the booyah from their grasp.
Movistar's R7 and Zella and Joker regret the decision. Cypher and you just get rid of 2 players off the bat.
Finally claiming their first booyah in the FFWS Global Finals. All Gamers Global heralds their arrival to the world stage with a record-breaking 34 points performance.
R7 had other plans. Now their next opponent, E1. It's a rematch, but in a battle royale.
Revenge is a dish best served cold. After losing twice to R7 in the Clash Squad Swiss stage, E1 flips the script in a final battle for the booyah.
Revanche é muito boa.
Fortune favors the bold, but the safe zone favors no one. Many teams suffocated as the safe zone shrunk, and even world-class teams like Fluxo and Team Falcons was put to their end by the invisible walls. Game 6 was a battle of wits and perseverance. PE Sports proved that the P is for patient as they play the waiting game to claim the final booyah of the day. Week 2, day 1 comes to a close with sick outplays, clutch headshots, and spicy duels all around. Capped off by a surprising leaderboard overtake, AG takes the top spot with only 1 booyah to their name. Don't go anywhere as the heat only rises on day 2 of week 2 at the FFWS Global Finals.
What's up, survivors? Welcome back to Free Fire World Series Global Finals 2025, live from Jakarta, Indonesia.
Yesterday, we started to see the grand finals puzzle take shape. Today, the pictures get clearer. And for some teams, it could be the last piece decides everything.
That's right, and today's team says it all. Desperate to burn bright, so there's no time, no mercy, only fire.
Yes, because from here on out, there is no room for hesitation. One good day can ignite a miracle run, but one bad round could end everything.
Now the safe line for all teams to achieve still hovers around 245 points, and every single match counts.
Now we're back with Lobby A and B, leading the charge. PE Sports and Team Solid look set to secure their top 12 spots.
Meanwhile, Buddhadam United has found a new life, proving that comebacks are always possible to do.
And just behind them, it's a battleground of nerves. Gao, Team Falcons, and Nova Legion, all walking that thin line between safety and elimination.
And the story doesn't just end there, survivors, because the home teams, EVOS Divine and RRQ Kazu, still have a lot to prove. It is now or never for these 2 giants to show that they belong in the top 12.
At the very bottom, Red Hawks, Red Cliff, Clear Vision, and Hotshot Esports know their chances are slim, but they are not going down quietly, because in this stage, even desperation burns with purpose. No time, no mercy, only fire.
Now the final puzzle is almost complete, and every round today could change the outcome.
This is week 2, day 2 of the Free Fire World Series Global Finals 2025. And we are desperate to burn bright!
Now casters, take it away and good luck!
Thank you very much to our lovely hosts, Yunsu and Conchita. This is your pilot speaking. It's Husky alongside Neptune. We are ready for day 2, week 2 of the knockout stage. It's Group A and B on the stage, 12 teams, and the fight for the final few spots to head into the grand finals next weekend. It's going to be an exciting evening, just as always, and I'm looking forward to see what these teams have cooked.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the theme for this tournament is to crush doubt and burn bright. But for those who won't be able to do that, will be crashing and burning after today, especially for those who will be saying goodbye out of the group. And before we head into tomorrow, we will be a few of the teams that would be determined to be out of the competition. So hopefully it's not your team that you're cheering off, but if it is, well, there will be more chances in the future. But right now, there's a lot of things that we want to see right now, how spicy the battlefield will be, because again, this is one of the days we're getting close to the end of the knockout stage. And again, as I mentioned earlier, there will be some teams who will be eliminated as we look at the overall standings at Gate.
Yeah, 100%. Some teams have already bitten the dust, but they can still make a difference. Overall standings in front of your screens right now, All Gamers Global right at the top, 248 points, followed by Fluxo, PE Sports. It's a very close competition at the very top. The front runners are all really going at it. But when we look back on this, when we look down the second page, some teams that we expected to really put up a good fight are still trying to find their strides. RRQ Kazu, especially Evo's Divine, who came off one of the most historical victories just a couple months ago on that world stage, are still trying to break even through into the 100-point mark.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, past the halfway mark and they still haven't hit that first century. And it's very difficult, really, for a team like Evo's Divine, that prestige. After EWC 25, there is so much of expectation from them, even from the qualifiers before FFWS Global Finals. So hopefully there's a time that they will be coming back, but there's still more that will be happening once we see them into this game. But before we go any further, let's take a look at what's going to expect in terms of map. We're going to start off with the newest map, which is the Lara in game number 1, followed by Kalahari, Nextera, Alpine, Bermuda, and lastly would be Purgatory for Day.
Yeah. Nothing beats starting off the day of Battle Royale with a wildcard factor, and Solara is definitely going to kick some of the teams in the hind if they are not prepared. This is a good tempo setter. Teams that have been consistent have shown that even if Solara isn't the best map, they can still rack up some points. But teams who have still been struggling up to this point really struggle on this map. And this has made a pretty good way for us to see how to kind of weed out the weaker teams and see who is going to be the projected teams to perform on today.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of projected teams, I was looking at some of the numbers, and in Solara, with the teams that we have, Group A and B, Team Solid seems to be quite solid in this map. They do have one Booyah already and 50 points into the bag in total. But before we go there, let's take a look at the entire list of teams that we'll be playing for today. Once again, I mentioned it's Group A and B, and we have two birds that is not the same, the feather. We have Falcons and Red Hawks. We have Team Solid, GOWPE Sports, Brave United, Clear Vision. We have Evo's Divine, Hot Shots, Nova Legion, Red Cliff, and RRQ Kazu.
And some of these teams are expected to put up a good show, and even if coming into the global finals they have had expectations placed on them and have not met them, they are still sort of on that list, right? Team Falcons being one of them. I think ever since EWC 25 there have been some questions asked, but this is also our fall season double winner, right? They scored a double whammy in Clash Squad and Battle Royale, and they're looking to repeat that from that underdog run, surprisingly. But we also have, Red Hawks, Team Solid, God of Wolf, who have shown us some sparks of brilliance. Red Hawk, unfortunately, even though that they are officially out of contention for the grand finals, but they can still make a difference if they play well today to really stall out the other contenders.
Yeah, definitely. And despite of them not really making it to the grand finals, this is the chance for them to really show off all those fans what they are built, what they're built off, and what they're made of. Because there's a lot of hype for that team. But speaking of hype, we also have some teams who has experienced a lot of hype, but all throughout the knockout stage seems to falter. We have Brave United and Evo's Divine coming from Southeast Asia. The team that didn't get that much hype when they got into the global finals is PE Sports, but look at their numbers now. They are part of the top dogs.
Yeah, it is pretty insane because PE Sports, they are trying to remind us that this has happened before at the start of a tournament, right? I remember fall season, PE Sports was also one of the few pack leaders, but people just didn't pay enough attention to them. But in the global finals, this means even more, especially to them as a region. Whereas for teams like BRU and EVOS, especially EVOS in this case, they haven't really shown us the same fire that they have just a couple months ago from EWC.
Yeah, we also have Clear Vision in here, though this is the first time for this week that they will be showing there's still more chances for them to move up compared to some of the teams that we have less chances of seeing. But let's take a look at hotshots right now. I mean, it's so unfortunate the team from Pakistan is not doing that well in most of the games that they have. Though, similar to what I mentioned for Clear Vision, they still have 12 matches to play. So 6 for today, 6 for tomorrow, and more chances for them in getting all those points. But part of this list is also RRQ Kazu. Imagine they might not be on the top of our leaderboard, but they have less game and they are averaging around 40 points per match, or 14 rather, 14 points per match, and they have hit top 3 50% of all the games that they played.
Yeah, I mean, RQ Kazu, for all the contenders alongside them, right? We, behind the scenes, we kind of discussed about calculations and what it takes for these teams to be in a safe spot to qualify for the grand finals. And some of these teams are very close to that target, but some of these teams, they gotta hustle today, right? Especially those who are playing the final 6 rounds. Today is going to mean everything, and unfortunately there's really no more margin for error. You have one bad round and that could just cost you your entire tournament.
Exactly. I mean, some teams right here have all the games on the line, because similar to what we mentioned earlier, some might not see the grand finals, and we have somewhat an approximate of what the teams need to get. At least 270 or more, they might be able to get into grand finals. But that is the borderline. Hopefully they can get more, and that is one thing that the teams really need. And once we take a look of the overall standings, we review the overall standings on how they ended up, seems like some teams are far behind. But let's take note that there are still games that they will be playing after today for tomorrow, and also those coming back for tomorrow's game. But we are taking a look at our prediction right now, and well, I have RRQ, Team Falcons, and PE Sports on my list. And for you, Husky, you have Team Falcons, RRQ, and the only difference is Team Solid.
Yep. And I think it's a very fair approach, right? And maybe some people out there would be saying that, oh, okay, so we have both Falcons and RRQ Kazu who are currently sitting in 10th and 11th spots. But this is kind of what I talked about, right? The expectations for some of these brands, even though they haven't been performing well, but because they've established so much across the seasons that they have been playing on the competitive stage, and even internationally, people still expect them, including us, expecting them to perform well today. And from Clash Squad itself, I think RQ Kazu has really shown us something across these two disciplines. Team Falcons didn't get to see them in Clash Squad, but in Battle Royale, we have known them to be the comeback kings, or at least one of the comeback kings. And today is another chance for them to prove so.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, once they need it, they will be getting all those points. And it seems like it's very tactical. They just understand how to play that game. It's just that they might just be throwing us off. And like, not just us, but also their opponents, not think that they are that contender for the grand finals. But we are going in a bit into the Room of Pressure video to find out what the teams have to say about this game. And this is for Falcons and Red Hawks.
We can fall here. ทุกคะแนนมีความหมายมันเป็นเรื่องเป็นหรือเรื่องตาย
We are still fighting. We need every point to win. เราไม่มีทางเลือกนอกจากใส่เต็มทุกอย่างที่มี
Two wings at the edge of the storm. one fighting to survive, one soaring to reignite its flame.
We have come too far to be eliminated here. No time to think, only fight. เราจะทะยานขึ้นฟ้าตอนนี้หรือเราจะไม่ได้บินเลย
And there you have it. We just heard from Team Falcons and Red Hawks, the teams that are aiming to fly high. But one might be able to fly to grand finals, the other might be in trouble of getting their wings clipped. And it's so difficult right now, especially for those who are newcomers into the scene, to feel that pressure, to feel that, I would say, that hurt. Especially if your team is not doing everything that they have to do to be able to get to the next stage of this competition.
Yeah, absolutely. I think even the skies can be finite in times like this. Desperation, especially. We have seen very rare cases of first-timers on the global stage performing well and, exceeding expectations, and the most recent one is actually Dragons Esports from Saudi Arabia. But aside from that, a lot of teams that make their first appearance onto the global stage have really gotten that hard, that rough awakening, right? You just get beaten, bruised and battered, and then you realize that maybe you're not there ready yet. Kagendra was a very good example in the previous season, and I'm excited to see and curious to see actually what the point check is going to be about. How much points do these teams need as a collective to be in a safe spot?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there is a lot of computation that is needed. And for now, for Evo's Divine, they need more than 245 total points to be able to get it and survive for the grand finals. Well, so at least they will need 75 points or plus points per day. And, well, this is what I would say no zero day. Hopefully, or no zero game. If they get a zero, it would be difficult really for them to catch up to the points needed and get into the grand finals.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams have really put that bullseye on Evo's Divine, sort of giving them the BRU treatment from 2 years ago when nowhere is safe, everyone is out to get you, and who can blame them, right? Evo's Divine, they have really stirred up a storm, and now when you are public enemy number one, you gotta show resistance. And sadly, Evo's Divine are still trying to really get used to that situation, that bounty that's been put on their head. But realistically speaking, 75 points a day for a team of Evo's Divine's caliber actually isn't too challenging. But based on the circumstances, it is going to be a tall mountain to climb.
Yeah, I mean, from what we've seen so far, if we just look in this competition for knockout stage, it seems like they are getting less. But when we look back on how it is, AWC from Southeast Asia Fall, they can gather all those points. The only difference is there's a lot of teams that will be targeting them at this point, and from most instances, it is RRQ, Fluxo, as well as WAG, who has managed to take them down before they got into final circles. And it's just unfortunate, but today we will be seeing RRQ in there against them, and that civil war might be happening.
Yeah, and Solara, again, is going to be the tempo setter to see how these teams really start the day off, right? If you get up strong on Solara, I think it's going to be amazing. Let's hop into Solara for game number one because it's about to get hot. 12 teams fighting for the spot in the grand finals, and some of these teams are desperate to burn bright.
Well, let's see if they will burn bright because game on! Teams are dropping, and let's see where they land as the survivors out there often here in game. Now, let's see if this is a map we're in. There will be hot drops or safe drop spot for the team, because so far Solara is huge right now, and one focus for some of the teams would be the center, which is TV Tower. It has a lot of elevation, a lot of potential as well, and there's also a vending machine right there. And it seems like we would have Nova Legion dropping in there, and some of the teams have already moved away. Clear Vision, though, might be seeing Evo's Divine if Evo's Divine make a U-turn and meet them in a bit after looting up.
Yeah, even for teams like RQ Kazu, right? When push comes to shove and they have to play it slow, They love those odds, and this is why this team is known as one of the few slow and tactical players from the genesis of the region. A team spotlight for RQ Kazu also shows us that they have 7.3 elims per game, and they are ranked 3rd in the global finals so far, and tied with Fluxo.
Yeah, I mean 7.3 eliminations per game, 7.1 placement point per game, and as I mentioned earlier, I mean half of the time they are part of top 3. 3 booyahs in this knockout stage, and there's a lot that has been done by RQ in the number of days, a few days that they have played in this knockout stage. But as to look on the right, we saw the Team Solid as well dominating this specific map, 1 booyah overall, and followed by Barium United, and also another team that might not get that much in Solara, but they also got 1 booyah, that is PE Sports.
Yeah, and PE Sports have been phenomenal in this entire finals, right? If there's one way to make a statement, this is it. And 2 members of Nova Legion actually just walked past Liku. The whole team is gonna walk past him. Who? Whoops! Called about a stealth meister. Really saying his prayers. You don't see this often. And now he's gonna make his move and actually just completely avoid confrontation. Although Nova Legion still ends up running into someone, and that's LBT. PE Sports ends up losing a member thanks to Redcliffe's patience.
I mean, patience is a virtue as well as trigger discipline. I mean, if someone was so nervous in there, might have shot 1 already and he will be going down. But it's still early into the game. There's still a lot that will be happening, and actions right now will be hunted by RRQ. And we are also seeing some Thunder zone right here. We're in Clear Vision as well as PE Sports. We're in there, and Red Hawks from outside. Nijad taking shots without Woodpecker, and 2 eliminations being taken by the Red Hawks team.
And you didn't mention at the start that PE Sports doesn't really get much. And in fact, all they got was the body back. The whole team got wiped out courtesy of Red Hawks. And a bit of assist there from Redcliffe's earlier on. So got to take a very early seat out and think about the upcoming round. Red Hawks, though, we did say that they can still influence what the other teams can get in the rest of the knockout stage, and they are off to a strong start. In fact, Evil's Divine also joins the party. We have multiple teams in this area.
Ooh. Elicido, I mean, Nova Legion taking down a few players from Clear Vision, and Floki right now just breaking down all those glue walls. And recently, because of the update, and it has been introduced in some of the TVCs that we've seen earlier, those glue walls are very difficult to be taken down. Thus, we don't see that much of a successful rush into the game. So let's see if it will be done purely and perfectly by Evo's Divine, as they are heading into the ways of Red Hawks. Red Hawks did back away. I think they heard not only Evo's Divine but also Nova Legion in the battle, but Russia still needs to be revived, and there's so much trouble just in case Russia will be dropping into the same area. So hopefully that would be a plan, a little bit of insurance policy for Evo's Divine to get a little bit of distance and then be safe if in case they plan to target the teams in Echo Drain.
Yeah, and also just to kind of remind everyone, right? You can see the overall standings on the right side of your screen. Most of the teams playing today in these 6 rounds are all desperate to get onto that first page of the leaderboard. And we know Evo's Divine, when things get desperate, they are not shy of, in terms of looking for these early fights. And this seems to be one of the approaches that they are taking, even in maps that they usually struggle with more often. But the payoff has been good. It was something that they tried time and time again at EWC 25, and they got away with it every single round that led up to the eventual win. And maybe they're just trying to play into that old playbook again, right? Let's see what we can get out from these early aggressions, and if we can snowball the game, that's great. But if we can't, late game doesn't sound too bad in the current meta.
Yeah, let's see though, as we switch over to a rivalry that has been happening from the past. Team Falcons going against RRQ. So there is a knockdown that has happened against Team Falcons, and it was done as well on the other side, but they managed to break away. You know the plan of some of the teams right here. You cannot take out a team in less than 20 seconds. You just pull away. But Team Solid team that has led the board in terms of this specific map is, I would say there's a mix of both passive and aggressive. They go aggressive, someone goes along their way, but their position as well as their rotation is more of a safe place. They're finding that final circle before they go full on.
Yeah, and that's a contributor to why teams like Team Solid and Fluxo have been really thriving in this current meta, just because of the resources given to you, the new update. They reward aggression, but also make sure that if you are not the kind that likes to get down and dirty in the early game, there are ways for you to fortify your arsenal when the game eventually goes late. And, contrary to that, you see Nova Legion and Evo still at it. 1v1 Sabas against Rasha, and Sabas wins. Russia will go down for the second time this game.
Yeah, it's so difficult. I mean, I know he dropped in a little bit further, but he just got back. And now Coach Hill is in the mission to bring him back. Unfortunately, Riptide Rhythm plus Floki with that M59 in the finisher and AC80 would be ending his reign. Now, only one remains for Evo's Divine, but the path is not clear. He is also being targeted with a hit list on him, and Aim God will need that God Aim to be able to survive and get away from those in the vicinity. Casa Vista would be that area, but as you can see in the minimap, there's also a visual of a vision of RRQ right here that he needs to be cautious of.
And RRQ have really been tearing it up. They've been making life for Evo's Divine incredibly hard. You see them take the launch pad. Again, AimGod actually dodged them, because if he can, then they are going to have a chance this round. It seems to be the case. RRQ completely just bypassing AimGod with a stroke of luck, as GOW is going to run into Nova Legion soon, who are currently on a hot streak.
I mean, we've seen it twice already. The final survivor, one survivor will be getting past. But right now, we are taking a look at some fun fact. We're in 4 teams has taken 3 booyahs already. RQ, Kazu, P Sports, GAO, as well as Team Solid. And you know how it is. When you get familiar in grabbing that booyah, you're off to a champion rush condition reign. So let's see if that is one that we would expect, but something that unexpected once again. Evo's Divine eliminated a little bit early, and it's Red Hawks who brought them down.
I mean, the 4 teams that have been really cooking the early game are the teams that, you usually don't bat an eye often, right? Nova Legion, Red Hawks, Clear Vision, Red Cliff. They have They woke up on the right side of the bed today. PE and Evos, get to take the back seat for now. The circle going down far to the southern side, so Clear Vision have a lot of distance to cover. Hotshot are going to make it through the blue very soon, but for RRQ, they're going to try and hold that area, but they got to get rid of Clear Vision first.
Yeah, Clear Vision, Nova Legion would be there as well. GOW would be in the same area, and we just saw a glimpse of GOW being spotted by Team Falcon. So everyone is in this place. The south side is dangerous at this point, and Red Hawks will be joining the fray. And one possible reason why Red Hawks and the other teams at the bottom of the leaderboard are running hot right now is because there's so little to there's not so much really that they can think about. All they have to do right now is show up, and this might be their last game, or this is possibly their last day of play, wherein everything that they're doing is just enjoying. And well, if you enjoy the game, you will be able to rise high. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of rise for Red Hawks as well as those at the bottom. But as we look into RRQ, despite of them on the second floor, no one is targeting them. So it's still safe play for RRQ right now, but I would say they are out in the open.
And then RRQ knows that feeling very well, right? Throw back to Riyadh just a couple months ago. The few times that they could have lifted that trophy, they were denied by teams who had nothing to lose, right? Team Falcons denied them in a 3v4 in round 9, and Fluxo denied them in the final round. And these 2 teams, they had no chance of winning. So RRQ took a tough beating. There's a lesson learned, and now they're going to play it slow and steady. And when they go in for these pushes, they make sure that no quarter is given, no stones left unturned. Ma'au with a good shot onto Cluso. And unfortunately for Nova Legion, they're facing off against the ferocious version of RQ Kazu. Floki only getting a knock and a down on the Deuce, which is good, but Nova Legion still outnumbered.
Quick pickup, bidding done by RRQ right now, and let's see if they will be able to fight back against Nova Legion. Not only that, they have a team that would be rushing in or slowly closing in, which is Red Hawks, but not really sure what they're waiting for. Is it that dying down of those gunfight? But Lopez will be taken down. Only Floki remains out in the open, and he might be able to run away, but where will you go? Nowhere, says a bye, and there goes a goodbye from RRQ.
And to the kingdom, they are just a small village ready to be razed and plundered. RRQ Kazu survives that 4v4, and BRU now springs into action onto a hot shot. A tall mountain to overcome for the Pakistani team, but it really isn't an excuse right now. They're going to be forced to fight, and this grenade launcher is going to do all the work. Jonah takes out Anas, and it's a very quick wipeout. Hot shot are out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it could have been a good plan if they have the Steffi out, because they barricaded themselves into those tents, but we know how Jonah is with that M79 or even a grenade. He will lob it in and you will be out in there, and instantaneously they were eliminated. So Hotshots is out, but as you can see, Clear Vision is still in the battle despite of them losing some or being knocked down. In most instances, they're the ones to be contending next against BRU.
And no room to catch a breath after such a long journey. BRU is going to be the undoing. Ice grenade. It's going to take out Zach. And Wasana goes on the aggression. Everyone from Clear Vision wiped out, and it's a back-to-back collection for BRU. 9 points on the deck.
Oh, definitely. There's BRU. Brim United is back in their spree. And as we can see, as I mentioned earlier, there's just so much or so little time the Brim United needs to wipe out a team. If in case they couldn't do it in 20 seconds, they just pull away. They will not risk it because they have calculated the time that some other teams might be running into them. And you know how Brim United is. They hate those third party because that's where they falter most of the time.
Yeah. And most teams right now have really acclimated themselves to dealing with these long drawn-out fights, right? They're better at making those decisions to pull away, like you said. And RQ Kazu is one of those good examples against GOW, who both want the point. GOW are currently ahead in terms of overall standings, and RQ Kazu wants to pry that away from their cold, dead bodies. But Demon's not going to make it easy, though, and Red Hawk decides to chip in, and the Kingdom just falls like that.
Well, they're feeling the heat because there's only 6 teams left. 13 minutes in the clock right now. Brim United will be targeting Team Falcons. Get high a little bit in the head, and FGL was thrown onto them so that they wouldn't get close to that wall. But above them, there will be Team Solid right now, and hopefully they don't fall down, because once one of their players will be taken down in there onto the ground floor, there's a lot of contention that will be happening. A little bit of cryo mine to damage them, a few HP being chipped up, but there's no knockdown yet being done from all the 3 teams in the same compound.
And so far, a lot of these teams have been going above and beyond to win the round. See, so far, Demon himself having 2 revives for his teammate. Things are getting a bit dicey now. We are in that close to the end game phase. Team Solid gonna work with this monster truck, make it a good cover for themselves. They are holding the center of the circle with Team Falcons right underneath them. Red Hawk tries to get to safety, but for him, it's not gonna let that happen. Kutush is out of the fight as Redcliffe makes their presence known.
And let's see though, I mean, GOW or Gao right now trying to get into the next phase of the circle. It's difficult though, because we did point it out that Team Solid, Brim United, and Team Falcons is in here, and they have covered all the corners. So it's very difficult for GOW, Red Hawks as well as Redcliffe to be able to get here. But as you can see, it would be a dangerous right now, not only for those in the fight, but also those who will be hit by those zones. And it is Gao going away from this fight.
5 teams remain. It'll be cut down to 4 very soon. Some teams are very injured. Red Hawks and Redcliffs, especially. Team Solid is going to be taking all of these utilities, glue roll melters, ice grenades, you call it the whole fireworks show from BRU, but they're able to stall it out for now. BRU, unfortunately, not finding much conversion, and now Moshi needs some cover! But Trap and Guaksha, they show up, they retaliate, and BRU are being torn apart left, right, and center. The Union has been dismantled. Wasana is the only one left.
Yeah, Osana was the only one left. Even Steffi didn't save them, and Team Falcons following through. But they still have that Steffi triggered, and Osana will be in